Scorpio, you didn't open this video by accident. Something inside you still revisits at night the moment you distanced yourself from that person, searching for an explanation that never fully arrives. Your body knows something your mind still refuses to accept. And what I'm about to show you in the next few minutes might be the last time you have to carry this guilt alone. There's a scene you know all too well, the cell phone on the table late at night, her name, or his, stuck on the screen, and you too, afraid to touch it. That cold weight in your chest, as if a door had closed on its own inside you, without you having decided anything. There's a small creature that, feeling the ground tremble before any visible danger, retreats into the rock crevice, not out of fear, but because its body already knew before its mind that it was no longer safe to stay there. Keep that image in mind, Scorpio. We'll return to it. In the next few minutes you will understand why your silence came before your conscious decision. You will recognize the 4 signals your body gave you before you walked away, signals you called coincidence. You will discover the name of the instinct that every Scorpio carries and that no one has ever explained to you. You will free yourself once and for all from the guilt of having been too cold to someone. And in the end, Scorpio, you will understand a simple truth. You didn't close a door. You locked a gate that was about to hurt you again. You didn't walk away because you stopped feeling, Scorpio. Maybe you don't have the words for it yet, but your body already knew. Have you ever felt that cold weight in your chest, as if a door had closed on its own inside you, even without meaning to hurt anyone? What if what you call guilt, exaggeration, or coldness is actually an invitation to see your own story from a perspective you've never considered? Many believe they just work harder, insist more, or wait for time to solve everything. But what if true change begins when you understand what these questions hide? Now think about this. What if every hesitation in your voice, every bit of tiredness that came only after the date, every urge to check your phone without the courage to answer, every relief you were ashamed to admit, and every night of doubt that rewrote the story in favor of the person who pushed you away, all hidden instinct you hadn't yet learned to trust? You didn't lose that person, Scorpio. You saved yourself before you even knew you needed to. While searching for answers to these questions, I found the digital book, The 12 Laws of the Universe, that help the zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy. More than just a simple read, it brings together teachings and exercises to help you understand why your instinct acted before your mind, break the cycle of guilt for having distanced yourself, and strengthen your confidence in what your body has always known. Many Scorpios have already begun this journey and discovered a new way to look at their own history. Now it's your turn. Many already feel this relief, but access to the digital book may be taken down at any moment. It's available in the first pinned comment. Don't spend another night wondering if you did the right thing. Click now, download your copy, and discover why this path can become exactly what transforms your guilt into clarity. Because the silence you kept may be proof that your instinct protected you before any explanation arrived. Perhaps now, Scorpio, you feel a mixture of relief and shame, the strange mix of someone who has finally heard something they needed to hear. Notice your jaw now. It's probably clenched, the way it gets when you hold on to something for too long. If that first word touched you in any way, write, "I trusted myself" below. Not for myself, but because another Scorpio who is exactly where you were a year ago needs this message to reach them tonight. There's something more to it that I haven't told you yet. A path many Scorpios have already found to stop blaming themselves and start trusting what they've always known. I'll show you. But it's not time yet. I still haven't told you the most important thing. Take a deep breath now, Scorpio. Relax your shoulders, because what comes next explains everything your body already knew. The first sign came during a random phone call on an ordinary day when your voice faltered mid-sentence near that person for no apparent reason. You called it tiredness, a lack of things to say, But it wasn't. It was your voice withdrawing before your conscious will, your body choosing silence as its first form of protection. The second sign came after the meetings, late at night, a strange tiredness that didn't match what you had experienced during the day. You called it work stress, but it wasn't. It was your energy being drained, not exchanged. Your field already sensing the imbalance before any argument even happened. The third notification appeared on your phone, her name or his, sitting on the screen late, and you lacked the courage to reply, unsure where that weight in your chest came from. You called it indecision, but it wasn't. It was your instinct postponing contact, like someone feeling the ground shift before any danger appears. The fourth sign came later in the first few weeks apart, amidst the guilt, a relief you didn't have the courage to admit to anyone. You called it insensitivity, but it wasn't. It was your body breathing deeply for the first time in months, the beginning of a liberation your mind couldn't yet name. For some of you, this alarm came as mild insomnia the night before a disagreement. For others, it came as a sudden urge to cancel a prearranged date. And for still others, it came as physical discomfort, without any medical cause, right after a conversation. You called it coldness, but the universe calls it protection. You called it exaggeration, but the universe calls it unerring instinct, and you called it guilt. But the universe calls it proof that you felt before you understood. And the name of that instinct, Scorpio, I'll tell you in a few minutes, because when you know what it is, the guilt you carry will crumble. There is a path of protection, and I will open it now, before the name, before the word, because whoever bears the weight of this siege needs relief before receiving the revelation. Stay, there's an old name for that. And it is precisely here that the path to protection opens up. I've seen this same retreat in many Scorpios. It's not the first time I've watched someone distance themselves from a person who had done nothing wrong on the surface, and carry that guilt for months alone, with no one to explain what really happened inside. Each time you blamed yourself for distancing yourself, your instincts grew a little quieter. Each night of doubt was a piece of your peace returned to someone who didn't even realize they were draining you. Each attempt to reconnect out of guilt was your body being ignored again, after it had already done its job of protecting you. Do you feel this weariness that isn't physical? It's from the silence you've kept inside? This weight that insists on returning whenever that person's name comes up, even months later? Honestly, Scorpio, few things hurt more than blaming yourself for an instinct that was always right. This isn't weakness. It's the mark of an instinct that acted before you understood why. That's why this digital book has reached those who need it. The 12 laws of the universe that help this zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy. It exists to break the cycle of guilt that binds you to someone who has already drained you of everything they could. To shield your energy against bonds that demand more than they give back. To free you from the need to explain yourself to someone who never had the right to demand it. And to end, once and for all, the nightly doubt that steals your sleep. And here's what I need you to remember, Scorpio. No, let me put this the right way. You didn't walk away out of weakness. You walked away because a part of you always knew before the rest of you understood. I've seen what happens when that instinct is ignored. I've seen doubt turn into insomnia. I've seen relief turn into guilt, and guilt turn into a return to the same siege that drained it before. And I've also seen the opposite. I've seen Scorpios who understood the complete clarity that only this path reveals and stopped blaming themselves for what their bodies had already resolved on their own. And there's something even harder I need to tell you. Those who don't understand this instinct keep repeating the same pattern with the next person. They keep distancing themselves without knowing why, keep blaming themselves without ever having the answers. Keep letting the energy of others decide who they get close to and who they retreat from. And the price of that isn't just that relationship. It's all the ones that come after. carrying the same weight without understanding its origin. This situation won't wait, Scorpio. The cycle that brought you to this doubt won't stay open forever, and every day without this clarity is another day giving power to a story that was never solely your fault. This isn't about rushing things for the sake of rushing. It's about the fact that the longer you take to understand this instinct, the easier it becomes for guilt to rewrite the story in favor of whoever drained you. Don't wait for doubt to come knocking at your door again. The name that explains all of this is about to descend. Stay with me. Perhaps your heart is racing now, Scorpio, not from fear, but from anticipation. Notice your breathing. It's gotten faster, hasn't it? And now, with the path before you, the name descends. The name is the law of protective retreat. It's the instinct Scorpio carries to distance itself from a bond, even before the mind can explain the reason. Because its energy field senses the imbalance of exchange, senses when someone drains more than they give back, long before any discussion, any visible sign, any concrete proof appears. The law of protective retreat never errs, Scorpio. It acted upon you before your awareness, and that's precisely why you didn't have a logical explanation at the time, because instinct doesn't ask permission to protect those it guards. Every time you felt this setback at other times in your life, it was the same law at work. And every time you blamed yourself for it, it was guilt trying to rewrite what was actually cared for. There is an ancient guardian, imagine him now, who at dusk piles stone upon stone around a fortress, not out of anger at those on the other side of the wall, but because he feels in the earth beneath his own feet a vibration that others do not yet perceive. He does not shout, he does not accuse, he does not explain, he only builds. That is exactly where you are now, Scorpio, raising stone by stone what your soul already knew needed to be raised. And the twist, Scorpio, is that this wall was never against you. It was in favor of your own light. Scorpio feels before understanding. Scorpio perceives what reason has not yet grasped. And you, now, are beginning to grasp it too. We saw your silence before you even understood it yourself. We saw your voice falter, your body recoil, your energy shut down like someone closing a gate too heavy to explain in words. And we, who see what the soul feels before the mind accepts it, say, you were not wrong. You protected yourself. There is a person who carried for months the guilt of having distanced themselves from someone who had done nothing wrong on the surface. To the outside, only silence appeared. But inside, this person felt a relief they couldn't name. It was only upon understanding the law of protective retreat that they realized their instinct had read, weeks before reason, an imbalance that the mind didn't yet have proof to confirm. The result wasn't getting back together. It was stopping the self-blame. The deepest truth lies ahead, and it has your name. If the law of protective retreat has already acted upon you, Scorpio, then there is an identity behind it, a version of yourself that you may never have named. There are 3 names that belong to you. The gatekeeper, the one who retreated instinctively before any proof. The soul that read before understanding. The one who felt the imbalance before reason had the language to explain it. And the scorpion that chose itself, the one who, even with guilt, chose its own peace. Notice your posture now, Scorpio. Raise your chin slightly, because you are not the one who withdrew out of weakness. You are the guardian of the gate. You are the soul that read before understanding, and you are the Scorpio who chose yourself. And it is the gatekeeper who must now uphold the decision that his silence has already made, Scorpio. Because the vulnerability is not in having distanced himself. It lies in still doubting, months later, whether you did the right thing. That's why this digital book exists. The 12 laws of the universe that help your zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy. It's the complete map of why your instinct never fails, even when your mind takes time to catch up. Don't let guilt make you back down, Scorpio. The guardian who built that wall deserves to understand why he built it, not just live with the doubt of having built it. I promised I would come back to this. I promised I'd come back, and now it's time to give you the tools to support everything you already are. The 12 laws of the universe that help this zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy were created for these exact moments, Scorpio. For when doubt hits harder than certainty, every time that tightness returns without explanation, it will remind you of one thing: your instinct always knew first. And knowing that, truly, changes how you handle any farewell from now on. I'm not rushing you, I'm warning you. Don't wait for the next silence to confuse you again, the way the previous ones did, without you having this map in hand. Put those weapons away, Scorpion, because now I'm going to take you to an even deeper place. Sit up straight if you can. Let go of your hands without squeezing anything, because what comes next cannot be understood. It must be felt. Close your eyes, if it's safe for you to do so, Scorpio. Visualize a thin, silvery thread connecting your chest to the chest of the person you've distanced yourself from. Feel the weight of this thread on your shoulders, a weight you've carried for longer than you realize. Now visualize a silent pair of scissors of light approaching the thread, very close to your own body. There is no violence in this cut. There is gratitude. The scissors cut the thread, and the weight leaves your shoulders like sand slipping through your hands, slowly, without haste, until nothing remains. Let go of the guilt for having distanced yourself. Let go of the exhaustion that lingered after each encounter. Let go of the doubt that haunted you late at night, staring at her name on the screen. And finally, let go of the need to explain to someone an instinct that never needed explaining. You didn't walk away because you stopped feeling. You walked away because you felt too much, too soon, too deeply. Now activate within yourself the gatekeeper who raises what needs to be raised without apologizing for it. Activate the soul that read before understanding, which trusts what it felt even without proof, and activate the Scorpion that chose itself, which chooses its own peace today, again. For some of you, what returned was peaceful sleep. For others, it was the desire to create again. And for others, it was simply stopping checking your phone, waiting for an answer that perhaps should never come. Perhaps you're feeling a good kind of tiredness now, Scorpio. The kind of tiredness that comes from finally letting go of a weight. Notice your breathing. It's deeper than it was 20 minutes ago. Before sealing this, write below the name of someone you're carrying on this journey, or if it's for yourself, write in one sentence what you're hoping the universe will give back to you. I'll read it, and you won't be writing this alone. Don't release that energy yet. We're not finished. Stay with me. We talked about the silence that preceded your decision. We talked about the 4 signals your body gave you, one by one. And we talked about the law of protective retreat, the instinct that pulled you out of a place that was no longer good for you. We saw you, Scorpio. We saw every hesitation in your voice, every night when exhaustion arrived without explanation. I saw you looking at her name on the screen late at night, too afraid to reply. We saw the relief you were ashamed to feel, and the guilt you tried to erase afterward. We know what it costs to back away from someone who didn't do anything wrong on the surface. And we also know that your instinct never needed appearances to see the truth. That's why we say, with the authority of those who see what the soul feels before the mind accepts it, you didn't walk away out of weakness. You walked away because a part of you always knew before the rest of you understood. You've already identified the instinct. You've already placed the blame where it belongs. You've already sealed that distance with peace, not anger. Scorpions don't run away. Scorpions protect. Scorpions are reborn. It doesn't let go yet. I saw you looking at her name on the screen late at night, too afraid to answer, and it was thinking about that exact moment that I want to tell you for the last time today about the 12 laws of the universe that help your zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy. This digital book isn't about getting back together. It's not about forgetting. It's about sustaining the peace you've gained by distancing yourself, because an emptiness insists on sitting beside you again, even after everything you've understood today. And it's precisely in those moments that this path becomes a companion to the protection you've built. Don't wait for regret to test the peace you've worked so hard to build, Scorpio. This cosmic configuration that brought you to this video won't repeat itself in the same way tomorrow. And what you understood today deserves to be sustained, not forgotten in the rush of next week. The link is in the first pinned comment. It's for those who already understand that today's silence can be tomorrow's protection. And if this video has touched you so far, Scorpio, stick with us, subscribe to the channel, because every week we bring you another layer of these laws that the universe has already written about you, for other Scorpios who are still exactly where you were. And the next time I come back, Scorpio, I'll show you what happens when that person you've drifted away from tries to come back, and what the universe has already decided about it. Keep the great secret of spiritual envy close to you, because it didn't come to bind you to the past. It came to confirm that your instinct was always right. Remember the little creature that retreated into the rock crevice, feeling the ground tremble before any visible danger. It didn't retreat out of fear. It retreated because it already knew. And you, Scorpio, already knew too. Now you can let go. May the protection you already carry within you remain with you, Scorpio, today and always.